What's up everyone, this is Saiyan91 back for a new Let's Play for you all. Let's play Castle Crashers. This is an interesting little beat-em-up adventure made by the people at Newgrounds. And it's very popular. What I'm going to do is basically do the main game on my own. And here are the extra games, All You Can Quaif, or however you pronounce that, and Arena. But we're here for the main story. And I did delete everything, so nothing gets effed up or anything like that. So all my knights and other characters are at level 1. And I've seen many people play as the 4 main knights, so I'm gonna choose someone else from my roster. I believe I'm gonna pick the Purple Knight, also known as the Blacksmith, which you can go online and get the DLC for it right now. And also get the wonderfully cute Pink Knight. But I'm gonna go with the Purple Knight Blacksmith, because I don't see many people playing as him. Well, talk about your party killers. Anyway, let's talk about how to play. You attack with the X and Y buttons. To guard, hold the left trigger. To charge up magic, hold the right trigger. To release magic, hold right trigger and press the L button. And A to jump. Pretty basic stuff. And if you need to know any more, then you can talk with these guys. And if you ever have any items, that's used with the B button. Now let's go on. And as you can see, the main point of the adventure is to rescue that crystal that's been taken by the Necromancer, the main villain of the game. Or I never even heard the guy's name. Let's call him the Necromancer. Simple as that. In the game you can get various weapons. What I got right now is the pitchfork. And I'll be having the weapons info somewhere around the top, just so you know what it can do and the certain level you need to be to use it. Because yes, you need to be at a certain level in order to use certain weapons. I don't know how the hell I could do co-op with this, since I never really tried that setup yet, but hey, there are other games to use it with, so. Not that I'm never going to do it, it's just that I don't want to do it now. And that's another mission that we have to do to complete the game. We have to rescue all the 4 captured princesses, which are all voiced by Rina-chan of Newgrounds fame. And she definitely has her work cut out for her. Now I got me an axe. Sweet. Yes, whenever you defeat an enemy or whenever you simply stumble upon a weapon, just pick it up with the X button. Pretty simple. Now the main reason I got rid of all my save data for this is that if you completed the game with like a different character or simply just completed the game, you get all the items that the previous character got. So I just wanted to start off completely fresh. I shouldn't be saying it makes me sound like a moron. And I guess I can talk about the gauges near my character's icon. The red one is your health, the blue one is your magic, and the pink gauge below it is your experience bar. Get it up all the way and you will level up and be able to distribute ability points. which enhance your character's strength, magic, and so on and so forth. And you can buy items with coins that you find along your journey. But I've only gotten 8 coins, so I can't buy shit. I will be trying to show off all the weapons in the game, so hopefully we can do that. Here we go on a map, basically how we get from place to place, basic shit. Here at the blacksmith is where your weapons and animal friends will be stored. Now I'll be getting to animal friends later in the game, so no need to worry about that now. But inside this frog deer thing is where your weapons will be stored. Yeah, it's kind of awkward having to be inside a giant frog thing to store your weapons, but hey, it's gotta be put somewhere. Now, I only have these weapons mainly because of my DLC that I bought. You will have just about the same weapons in this little cavern if you got the DLC. Simple as that. But you don't get to use most good weapons until around like 10 or 15. So, or 30 in this case. So, yeah, that's my little inventory so far. I think I picked a good choice when I picked the Purple Knight, because he's got a very good starting out weapon. He's got the hammer. And we'll bypass that golden thing for now, because it's not important. And here is where your little animal friends will be stored, but you gotta find them during the journey. Or if you bought DLC, again like I did, you'll come packaged with 2 of them. Dragon Head and the Seal. The Dragon Head will be able to shoot out fireballs occasionally, as she says. And I believe that's purchased with the Necromancer DLC. Now the other one, the Seal, is packaged with the King's DLC. I could be wrong, but hey, whatever. Pelter, that's his name. I won't be using any of them now, so I'll just be on my own until I really find one for myself. And finally, there's the arena. I won't be doing this until I'm at a high enough level, because in this you fight swarms and swarms of enemies, and if you complete all the rounds, you'll get a new character to use in the main campaign. But there's only one per arena, so you beat this once, you don't have to do it again. Let's move on to during the Barbarian War. And the Barbarians are the guys we've been fighting so far, the guys with the horn helmets and the masks on their face. It shouldn't be too hard to level up in this game, considering it's basically how much damage you put out. So the stronger you become, the stronger your attacks be, and the more experience you're likely to get. And it's pretty cheap to get your enemy into a little cycle like that, just jumping, keep on smacking them in the air. But sooner or later, some jackass is going to be able to smack you out in the air. And every so often, whenever you level up, you get a new move to use. In this case, it's the spin. Not very powerful, but hey, it gets the enemies away from you. But you're going to be seeing me do the pelt away, I'll call it, quite a lot, because it does the most damage, and you can get more than one in a group. And that's basically it for the game. For the playthrough, let's play, whatever you wish to call it, I'm going to be doing this in about 15 or 20 minute intervals, because 20 minutes seems like 25 minutes or anything like I did in Fallout 3 is going to seem like a bit too much. So I want to keep it short, condensed, and simple as possible, so everyone's happy. Note that you can't get every character in the first run through. That's pretty much impossible, because certain characters can only be unlocked with completing the another previous character's campaign. Here we have a thief who's trying to ransack a dead body. Evil little thieves. And he'll drop a bow and arrow. Pretty simple, just hold down the B button, or just tap it, and you can also go through the air with it. Now when you're playing with another character, if one character falls, you'll be able to resuscitate him by going over to his body and tapping A like crazy. So that's a good thing if you don't have a skilled player or if they ran out of potions, which is the more likeliest of stories. When I got this game, I really didn't know what to think about it. I never really was into beat-em-ups all that much. Especially not things like Battletoads. Oh god. Well, I guess that's not really much of a beat-em-up as much as it is trying to stay alive for the longest time. Here's our first mini-boss. It's the battering ram. Best place to strike it is when it lifts up the top and you can attack the Barbarians inside. Otherwise, you can still just attack the front and you'll do damage. Pretty simple. But be warned, don't be on the X's when the bombs come down, otherwise you will of course take damage. And when it starts blowing up, that means you defeated it. Pretty simple stuff. A lot of the game is going to be this, if you're wondering. Just going from one place to another, beating the shit out of enemies. But for me, it's going to be a little bit easier since, again, the blacksmith has a good starting weapon. It gives you +3 to your strength. Now, in the game, you got 4 attributes. You got strength, defense, / stamina, your health. You got agility, and finally you have magic. Now for strength, that's basically just your raw physical strength against enemies, like what I'm doing right now. If I got any more, it'd probably be 8s or 9s I'd be throwing around. And for strength, or for defense, rather, you're more likely to survive. You got more health, the enemies do less damage, simple stuff like that. Now for agility, that not only affects your running speed, it also affects how fast your arrows go. So if you got high agility, you're going to be firing arrows like Robin Hood. Super fast. Now for magic, it affects how much magic you hold, how much magic your skill cost, and how fast it recharges. Because magic does have to recharge. And basically I'm going to try to go for an even character, so a little bit in this, a little bit of that. Make it all equal out. Alright, bust down this wall! Alright, bridge time. Now, the animals don't necessarily make the fights easier, but they do add a little bit more to it. Some animals shoot projectiles like Pelter and Dragon Head. Others affect your stats, like give you more strength or give you more mobility. But I'll have to get to that a bit later as we have our first boss fight. And here we have the big Barbarian boss. Basically, hit him a few times, then move out of the way, either down or up. Be careful of that slab attack. And yes, he can hurt his own allies. He'll extend the slab, he'll keep on punching, or he'll drink a potion and dart across the screen. Like so. The Flamin' Belch. It's always fun to have him hit his other comrades, though. That's where the funny comes into play. If you get hit by the slab, you'll get stuck in the ground for a short time, and you'll have to wiggle out with the control stick. Now, whenever you defeat a boss, you have a giant treasure chest. Hit it 3 times to open it, and a bunch of treasure will come out. Collect as much as you can, because it's going to dwindle every time you re-challenge the boss. And yes, you can re-challenge all the bosses as much as you desire. Now, whenever all the treasure is collected, or whenever it's gone off screen, what's left to do is release the princess. And that's the end of the level, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes you will come across a new character, such as the Grey Knight. But he's pretty much the only one that's really straightforward. So as I said, 1 to each category. As you level up, you will get more and more points. Until you get to like level 20, then you start getting ones over and over again. But I think that's going to do it for today, so next time in Let's Play Castle Crashers, we'll continue on to the forest entrance. I'll see you guys then.